What's up, everybody? It's Harrison coming at you again. Got another video for you. Today, I just want to kind of talk about not getting worked up, man. I've seen a lot of people getting overly excited and just, I don't know, frustrated. I guess I get it. It's been pretty rough for me. As you can see, if you've been to the site, I still don't have any new English product up. It's been pretty tough. I can find it, but the prices just aren't right yet. If I get them at the price they are now, then I'll have to charge you guys more than MSRP, which is something I have a problem with. So I'm trying to figure that out now. I've been working on that for a while actually, but this market has just been crazy, and it is what it is. But I just kind of wanted to make a video and be like, hey, we need to relax. Like, there's other ways to have fun here. I say it in the Discord. We've had this conversation a little bit. If you do join the Discord, you can join in on those kind of conversations. We also have little video, like streams and video calls where we get in there and we all just, kind of conversate. Me and a couple other content creators jump in there, and, you can ask us questions, whatever you want to do. I also, screen share while I'm working on the website. I do cool stuff like that. But we got so much in that Discord, man. So, trading and advice and different things that you can do, and so many different channels. And I'm really trying to make something great. And as of right now, we got 11 members. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys jump in there and let's create a space where we can have some fun. That's literally what I'm talking about here today. Is that we want this hobby to be fun, guys. We want it to stay fun. I got back into it last year. 151 was hype, of course. And then as soon as I got back into it, it was just like, I met some people. I talked to people online. I immediately made friends with people. I loved it. I love the space. I love the community. It's one of the best fandoms out there. There's a lot of toxic people here. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that that doesn't exist. But, a lot of the stuff you see is just, people remember the bad things. People videotape when somebody's acting out or going crazy. They don't videotape when somebody, when there's 3 boxes left and there's a kid over here and somebody's like, hey man, make sure you get one. Nobody's videotaping that. So I just want you to remember that, like, there's still good things and still good things going on in the hobby. And yeah, sealed product is a monster right now. That's another thing that we really need to talk about is, like, I get the investing. Believe me, I've always wanted to kind of dabble more into it. I think I got a pretty good head for it. I can see what's coming and stuff like that pretty well, but everybody thinks that until they lose it, until they lose their ass. You know what I'm saying? But I just, there's something we need to go over when it comes to that, man. I get it. I get you investors. You guys are smart. You especially the ones that actually are investors, that you're not just flipping. Like, you get it. You're holding it. I have family that does this. You hold it for a few years, whatever, 5, 10 years, and you let it appreciate just like any investment. There's no emotion involved. Like that those guys know what they're doing. But I do want to kind of cover a topic I haven't really heard covered too much when it comes to this. And if we're over investing, if we're all grabbing these boxes and all this stuff's happening, I want you to remember something, especially if you're from the WotC era. I'm 37 years old. So Pokemon came out for me. I was the right age, the right time when it came out. And, it was awesome at that point in time. I grew up at that young age going through the sets and growing up with Pokemon games and all that stuff. And I remember, the Charmander and Bulbasaur and Squirtle and how important those sets were, base set and Fossil and Jungle and Gym Heroes and, oh my God, Team Rocket. You guys know how I feel about that. I'm still chasing that set. I would love to have that set complete one day. That's definitely goals. But yeah, so my nostalgia factor, think about it. I got back into it last year. I just said that earlier. So what made me get back into it was the nostalgia for the 151. You know what I mean? For the original, sets that I loved and enjoyed as a kid. And what I'm worried about is that you can't find product. We all know this. You can't find it at Walmart. You can't find it at Target. Every now and then at a Dollar General, you might find some sleeved packs or something. I don't know. But, like, you just can't find product anywhere. And what that makes me worry about is the kids. And I'm not, just trying to be Mr. Softy here, because you guys know I love the children. I got 3 kids of my own. But no, it's just, think about them. Put them in the shoes of what I experienced when I was a kid. You know, there's kids right now that their starters are Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. That's what they know. That's the sets that came out. That's the games they're playing. And the sets that are dropping now, they're not getting to get it. Think about that. So they're not getting to experience that. They're not getting to get the joy like I did when I was a kid out of those sets. They're not getting that. So I want you to think about that for a minute. So in a few years, in the 5, 10, 15 years that you let this stuff appreciate, who's going to be buying it? That's what I'm starting to think. Is just like those kids that grow up, you know, the hope if you're an investor is that somebody who wants this stuff will pay good money for it eventually down the road, and it, you know, makes you some money. Well, if these kids grow up and they never had gotten any of these sets because you bought it all up or because people are fighting over it in Costco, then these kids aren't going to have the nostalgia feeling for it, guys. They're not going to buy it 15 years from now. They're not going to buy it 10 years from now so they can feel that feeling that they got when they pulled a Eevee, you know, whatever. They're not getting the sets. So the nostalgia factor is not being built. So 10, 15 years down the line, who's going to buy that stuff at the prices you're going to want it to sell for? The nostalgia factor is not going to be there. And it's not just the kids either. None of us are getting to rip this stuff. I mean, I got a little bit, you know, for the giveaway and for the to rip for the channel, but that's just because I'm a content creator. If I wasn't, I would not have purchased it at all, and I don't think you should either. I think that, you know, they've made their bed with this one. I don't know. My main thing in this video, really, I wanted to cover that point because I'm nothing against investing, guys. I love it. I love investing. I love studying it. Not just Pokemon. I study investing outside of it. I'm a broke boy. Don't get me wrong. All my money is allocated exactly where it has to go because of where I'm at right now in the job and the stuff I got going on. I don't have money to go spend to invest. I mean, I follow the 75 15-10 rule. I'm trying to get to that point, but I'm not. So I'm that's just full transparency here. But I do love investing. I do love learning about it, and I'm not against investors. I'm not trying to hate on you guys. I'm just trying to remind you of like what you're doing here. Like, in my opinion, what you're doing is you're buying these boxes, these cases, excuse me. You're sitting on them, and the people that are opening them right now, enjoying it, loving the sets, 10 years down the line when they're like, you know what? I miss that set. I miss that feeling I got from ripping Prismatic. They're not going to feel that feeling because they're not getting the set. That's all I'm saying. But what I really wanted to say to people is, because I'm seeing a lot of comments, man, on Instagram, on YouTube. A lot of people are they're angry. They're angry. They're pointing the fingers at each other. They're talking ugly to each other. Like I said, when I first got back in the hobby, everything was excellent. Everybody was happy-go-lucky, and I made some great friends. But now the space is turning into this place where everybody's calling each other a scalper, and nobody's happy. Everybody's mad because they can't find product. And yeah, I got this, but I don't even want to rip this. And, you know, everything. The pull rates are ass, whatever. And so it's just I see a lot of negativity now, and I just want you guys to remember that's not what this thing's supposed to be for, dude. We're supposed to have fun. And so let me just run some stuff by you. Like, if you're enjoying a hobby and things kind of shift and change in that hobby, look, this right here, this whole stack, other than the Pokemon, that's all Warhammer stuff, man. I've been in other hobbies. I know that sometimes you're not able to get what you want to get. Sometimes you're not able to enjoy the hobby like you want to. And so what you got to do in those points in time is you got to figure out another way to have fun. And that's not that hard. Me, what I've been doing since I can't get the sealed product and the English stuff for my site, you know, that stuff aside, because I want to get that to sell to you guys. But I'm a collector as well. And I can't get stuff at a decent enough price to where I feel like, oh, let me rip it open. You know what I mean? Because it's not feasible right now with the way that things are priced. Understandably, though, the market price is what it is. So what am I doing? I'm trying to find other ways to have fun. I'm reinvigorating myself in the TCG. I'm learning and building decks and playing with the formats on TCG Live. I'm learning the value of, you know, why people value certain playable cards. I'm reading and seeing and watching content based around that. That's fun for me. Another thing, browsing singles. Like, if you're somebody who rip packs with your kids, dude, instead of going to the card store to buy a sealed product or some packs to rip, If it's overpriced and it's outside of what you feel comfortable spending, then how about you go singles shopping every now and then? Maybe it just changes what the hobby looks like for you for a little bit. And rest assured, guys, it's not going to be this way forever. And I would argue it's not going to be this way for as long as some people think it is. Cracks will start to show pretty soon. And, the cycle will start over again. Could it run for another 18 months? Possibly. Do I think it will? No. Do I think it'll sell well and that we'll hold on to some people and the hobby will grow in certain ways? Absolutely. But I do think that some cracks will start to show here soon because of the printing issues, because of the anger, because of some of the content, because of some of the scandals and the rip and ship stuff, and like everything out there is, I mean, it's going to change some things about how people spend their money and how people act in the hobby. Also, some of these sets, we don't know what to anticipate with that, or how they're actually going to turn out, or what cards are going to come in it. Now, I expect them all to be hyped. Don't get me wrong. I know they're going to be great. I'm excited as hell. You guys know I am. But I really feel like there's going to be some cracks. Now, that being said, now is a boom. You guys don't need me to tell you that. It's time to sell. If you got something and you're wanting to make money on it, now's the time to do it. I know a lot of us investors, a lot of people who invest, I invest kind of because I got all these singles, but our cards are through the moon right now. They're up higher than they have ever been. They've appreciated in value more than any of us expected to in like a month, 2 months. It's insane. And I know as somebody who holding that stuff that I'm like, it'll go up a little bit more, and I get that. I get that thought, because maybe it will. But honestly, that's how you lose, is you don't sell when it's time to. And so if you're one of those people who are like, you were waiting and looking to sell, now's the time. Maybe that's how you have fun in the hobby right now. Instead of worried about buying new stuff and getting sealed product and arguing and haggling with store owners about how much they're charging for their ETBs, you just do that. You dump out the stuff you've been wanting to sell for a while. Look at how much it's appreciated. Like I said, I just find other ways to have fun in the hobby. I've been having so much fun building decks and browsing eBay and getting Japanese singles. Dude, it's insane. You can get some great cards right now for pretty cheap. Also some Galarian Gallery cards and some things like that. A lot of things that are going to appreciate in value. If you want just a little tip, you can look at English cards. I mean, honestly, you can just look at the art and know what card's going to do well. I feel like, at least in the modern era, because that's what's really popping off, is a lot of these badass arts, and I think we all see that. But look at some of those cards and see how good they've appreciated, how much they're worth over here, and then, get a Japanese card that's the same card. It'll be cheaper. The quality is 10 times better. I mean, it's insane how much better, the quality is. There's less risk when you go to make grading plays. I'm just saying, look around, smell the roses, try to find another way to have fun in the hobby. I hate to see the state of things. Like I said, there's a lot of people being ugly to each other. Luckily, it hasn't happened here on our channel yet. There's in the Discord or in the comments. Everybody's been pretty cool. I really appreciate everybody. Thank y'all. I got the best followers in the world. We're almost to 100 subs too, man, which is awesome. Never expected that to happen. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on here, and I just been seeing a lot of ugliness, guys, and I don't know, I just wanted to remind you guys that this is the same hobby I got into last year. I got back into, and it was nothing but joy, and I was surrounded by people who are really happy to be in the space. So I just want to remind you guys that there's other ways to have fun. And, if you are an investor, think about the people who you want to buy your stuff 10 years down the line. Leave a little bit for them. Don't you think you want them to open a box or two? That way they can feel the nostalgia, and later on down the line, you can sell them what you're sitting on. Because if you don't, then what you're going to end up doing is holding the damn bag, dude. And, you don't have to believe me. I think that'll prove itself in time. It's just a point I haven't seen brought up too much here online, so I wanted to bring that up. But I also want to remind you that there's other interesting and fun ways to enjoy the hobby. If you can't get what you're looking for, if you can't do what you want to do right now, try to find another way to have fun, guys. So I've been Harrison from Pokedecks Marketplace. You can look us up at pokedecksmp.com. You can buy American Japanese cards from us. Right now we're a little short on the American. I got some Paradox Rift packs in there, but other than that, we got some Japanese, some excellent Japanese, by the way, and we had some great pulls from some of the stuff. So jump in there and get it while you can before it's all gone, and join our email list so that I can let you know when I do get the English product in. It's going to be first come, first serve. So I'm going to send the emails out as soon as the stuff hits. People will be able to buy or put down money to buy then, and those people will get the first, the first people to get it the first people to acknowledge that are going to be the first people to get it. In the description, you can find a link to our email list. You can find a link to my Discord, all that good stuff. And I appreciate all your support, guys. It's, even though things are going crazy as hell right now, I'm still a happy camper over here. We'll figure this whole product thing out. We got to be patient. We got to be smart. And we just got to be supportive. Got a lot of cool things in the works coming. Working with some other content creators. They know who they are. There, some good guys out there that also are trying to start a business or run a business or do content creation in this bull market. And we just want to kind of do a little show to where we can ask questions and talk about a couple of topics. Maybe you guys can send in some of your questions. But we got that in the works now. We're cooking it, so we'll see how that goes. Join the Discord, and you can see a little bit more behind the scenes when it comes to stuff like that. And yeah, I just wanted to, rap with you guys about what we got going on. And thank you for everything. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. And be kind to one another, and happy collecting.